Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a natural environment. So these are two examples. I will be showing you how I made this example here, but I just want you to notice that both of these are natural environments because they are made only of nature. There's nothing in these pictures that is made by a person. It is all nature: sky, ground, flowers, plants. Nature makes this and nature takes care of this. Okay, so we will get to work. I will show you how I made this landscape right here. Okay, so we are going to begin our landscape art assignment. So we are going to need a sheet of paper. You need to write your name on the back. And it is up to you whether you want to work horizontally or vertically. Now typically with landscapes, they are horizontal, but I do not think it looks bad if you do a vertical one. It just means you're kind of changing it up a little bit. So it's your choice. So you pick your direction you want your paper to go, and then you're going to take the bottom of that paper and fold it to the top. So I like to put my finger down right here in the middle, and then I slide off one side, I slide off the other side, and then you open it up. And what you've done here is this: you have created something called a horizon line. So every landscape typically has a horizon line. That's where sort of the ground meets the sky. So this will be the ground, this will be the sky. And we're going to use chalk pastel to create some beautiful colors here. So think about what you want for your sky. Do you want it to be a bright sunny day? Do you want it to be sunset? Do you want it to be cloudy? Do you want a rainbow in your sky? What do you want? So I think I'm going to have my sky be sunset. So I'm going to make a big semicircle. This is going to be the sun. Okay? And notice how I'm above my crease. And you want to color that in with your chalk pastel. Now chalk pastel will get your hands a little messy as you work. And notice how you don't have to color in every little itsy bitsy area. You can kind of move a little loose, but not too loose that it becomes sloppy. So I'm just using the side of my chalk. Okay. Alright, now I want to think about, if this is the sun, what other colors would be happening in the sky? So I'm thinking maybe oranges, maybe some hot pinks, more kinds of yellows. That's going to be my sky. So I'm going to make some more yellow marks around the sun. And then I'm going to start adding in my other colors. And notice how I'm just kind of making a zigzag motion, just going back and forth, back and forth. You don't want this color though to get into your sun if you're making a sun. If you're not making a sun, then don't worry about it. So notice how I'm filling in all my white spots, all my big white spots. I'm taking the time to fill that in. You don't need to worry about the little white spots on this assignment, and I'm going to show you why in a second. Okay, so now I have my nice pretty sunset sky, so I'm going to take my finger. You can take your finger or you can get a paper towel and wrap it around your finger if you don't like the way this feels. And I'm going to start here with my sun. What you should notice is that the little white spots that I didn't fill in are now being filled in by smearing with my finger. So I just do my sun first, leave my sun nice and pretty because I don't want to get these colors into my sun. Okay, now I'm going to go around into the background space, and I'm going to just begin blending these colors together. Now the key here is you don't want to blend too much because then it won't look pretty anymore. Just a little. Soften up everything. Alright, so I just want to show you, if I blend and I don't stop and I just keep blending and blending and blending, what's going to happen is it's going to just become all one color, okay? Because you're over blending. That's called overdoing it. Within this one, you can still see, like, this is orange, this is yellow, this is the pink. We're still seeing a little change in color, and that's what we want. We don't want to go overboard, okay? So there's my sky. Now I need to create my ground. So I'm going to take some greens. I'm going to make like a field. And I'm just going to put some green down in places where I think it should go. And I can use dark green, I can use light green. Okay, and then you want to do the same thing with your finger. You just want to blend that a little bit, not too much. And you can always go back in. If something's not blending well enough, put some more color down. And go back in. Okay, so already I have a nice pretty landscape. I have ground and I have a sky, so I'm done with my chalk. I can put my chalk away, I can rinse my hands off. And next we want to start creating things that are in our landscape, so plants, okay, because we're making nature here. So I have some paint. Now we're moving on to paint, so this is mixed media. And I want to show you how to make some little trees. Okay, so you're going to pick a color, and I want you kind of just to do this with your paintbrush. Kind of just dab, dab, dab. Like that. Okay? And these are going to be nice little trees. We don't want to paint like this for this one. Normally we drag our brush like this. For the trees, I want us to kind of just make our brush bounce up and down, up and down, up and down. But we don't want to smush it down and give it a bad hair day. So just like that, okay? So on my landscape, and I don't care what color you pick, I'm going to make some little trees. Now in a landscape, when things are farther away from us, they become smaller. So these trees are not going to be very large. And I'm painting just right on top of my chalk. And I'm just adding a little bit of white in there too, not too much. Bounce, 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 bounce. Okay? Now I'm rinsing my brush. And you can add little fun designs inside your tree. Like that. I'm going to make a little stem, and I'm just using white because I think white will look pretty. Okay, now we want to add the plants in the front. So plants in the front are going to be big. Big, big, big. So let me show you how we're going to do that on my scrap paper here. So you want to pick a color, and you just want to make some curved lines like this. Okay? Then you want to add some leaves, and all you're going to do is make little lines with your paintbrush on the side of the plant. And then you want to give one at the top like that. Okay, so on this one I do the same thing. Just little lines, pretty easy. And notice how I'm just using the tippy toe on my brush. I'm not slamming my brush down like this, just the tippy toe. So that's how I want you guys to make some plants here, and these can be big. So these can go in front of your sun. You can go directly on top of your sun if you made a sun. So again, I'm just starting with the curved lines. Okay, and I'm even going to switch colors. I'm going to add some more plants. I might put a yellow one in here. The yellow's not showing up too well, but that's okay. Maybe I will switch and do some white. And it's okay if they get on top of each other a little bit. That's called overlapping. Lastly, I'm going to pick black and do a few black plants as well. Alright, now I'm rinsing my brush, and my last step is just create a little more flowers. So you want to create your flowers the same way you created your trees, so with little dots, okay? So I'm going to pick some colors here, and I'm just going to put my brush down and pull it back up in a very fast motion. Dot, 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 dot. Notice how all my flowers I'm kind of putting at the tops of each one of the leaves. And I've changed colors a few times here. So I've done purple flowers, pink flowers, and red flowers. Alright, and then the last step is you want to pick a color. It could be white or black. And you want to give your flowers just kind of little dots in the center. Okay, and here we've made a beautiful natural environment, an environment that is only nature. There's nothing that is made by a person in this picture, so we're just admiring the beauty of the natural world.